First of all, do we have any questions on Chanukah to open with?
So what was that question?
Any opening questions for the halachic side of Chanukah?
Oh, so there is a certain order that you put so you light the candles, so you put them from right to left.
Best time to light.
From left to right.
Okay. So we're going to do it like this. There's two main mitzvot that you need to know on Chanukah, okay? There's a lot of minhagim, okay? But there's only two mitzvot. And I would say maybe the main one is kavu yemei elu lehodot ulehalel. And number one mitzvah I would say is to say Hallel. Go to Hallel with the minyan, with the bracha. 8 days we say Hallel with the bracha. We don't have that on any other festival, yeah? Of Hallel, full Hallel for 8 days. Sukkot we say Hallel. Pesach we say Hallel, full Hallel on the first day. I think maybe Sukkot we do say Hallel all the days.
Sukkot we say Maleh.
Maleh, all the days of Sukkot. But on Pesach
including Shmini Atzeret, right? So it's also.
Also 8 days. So we have the Sukkot and Chanukah. But Rosh Chodesh, we say half. On Rosh Chodesh Chanukah, Rosh Chodesh Tevet, it's the only Rosh Chodesh we have full Hallel because of Chanukah. Even Pesach we don't say full Hallel. So Purim we don't say full Hallel. Rosh Hashanah we don't say Hallel. Purim we don't say any Hallel. Rosh Hashanah we don't say any Hallel. But if you can say Hallel, go up and do Minyan. Don't miss any days of the 8 days of Chanukah. Get there and do Hallel b'simcha. And if you're rushing, say Chazan, please slow down a bit. This is the main part of the Chag. Second mitzvah is, of course, lighting the Nerot Chanukah. There's no obligation to eat donuts on Chanukah. Yeah, there is a minhag to eat oily foods to remember the oil. But if you're on a diet, no obligation at all, and no mitzvah. Yeah, you can eat how much as you want, or as it says you want. Milky foods, there's also minhag to eat milky foods, but no obligation. If you don't eat milky, or if you're a vegan, you don't need to eat milky food. Now, what about the mitzvah of menorah? So, there is, according to the halacha, it's very easy to be yotzei the mitzvah. There are many hidurim, and there's different machloket of hidurim, but to be yotzei the mitzvah is very easy. You know, just light a candle, any candle. You can use any oil, any wick, and you're yotzei. Mahadrin, mina mahadrin is everyone lights with a menorah, and we add the candle every day. That is mahadrin. And then there's all different hidurim, and they're all hidurim, but the ikar mitzvah you've done. Okay, so maybe we'll talk about what to light with, where to light, and when to light. Any other questions? No, okay. So what to light with? So the halacha says in Shulchan Aruch, and this was a Mishnah, Kol hanerot, says Kol hanerot v'hashmanim ksharim l'ner Chanukah. Everything is kosher, okay? There's a halacha about digital or electric candles, but anything which burns with the fire is kosher. However, mitzvah min hamuvchar, and I'm going to tell everyone to do this, so light with olive oil. Or shemen zayit, the hidur of shemen zayit, because that was what was in the Beit HaMikdash, was olive oil. You light with olive oil, and everyone can light with oil. Everyone should light with olive oil. That is a mitzvah. Now, where to light? Where to light? I would say where it's convenient for you to light, because there is many different opinions, and many different opinions what's better. If you can do light by the window where the public can see it, that's better to do it then. Do you have to? You don't have to. If you don't have a window which is facing the street, or if it's you're living in a dangerous area where you might get rocks thrown out the window if there's a Chanukah there, then you don't need to light by the window. You're yotzei according to Kol HaShitot if you light at home. Can you speak up, Diakova? We want to say something? Your mic. No. Okay. What should you do? When you light, you call all the members of the family to light. You all light the candles together, you all sing together, and if you want to give out some goodies or some Chanukah money or some treats, we always have in our house something to give out, something to eat, something sweet, something to treat. Yeah, you make it a song, you make it happen for the children. And if you can say Divrei Torah, you talk about the miracles, get the children to talk if they learn. You know, any child that learns in any Jewish school knows what, you know, about Chanukah, the story of Chanukah. So when is the time to light? So like everything, there's difference in opinion, whether it's light Ashkia or whether it's light after Tzeta Kochavim. And we light by Tzeta Kochavim. That's one eyeful. Where to put the menorah? There is a hidur to put the menorah 7 tefachim.
The menorah or Chanukia?
Wait, when I mean menorah, I mean Chanukia. That's you know, people call it differently. Menorah is Chanukia. They're what we light with on Chanukah. The Chanukia, menorah. According to Kabbalah, it should be under 10 tefachim, which is under 1 meter high. To put it low, and there's a specific reason to put it low, not on the floor, but like on the chair height. On the height of like a chair, about 60 centimeters high. That's 7 tefachim. You can go up to 1 meter, but it shouldn't be on the floor. You can put it on a table, you can put it on a windowsill, and that's also fine. But it should be a persuma nisa, at least for all the members of the household. Even if it's not by the window, or if it's not by the door, it should be like on the table where everyone can come and see it. Also, but it, like the 10 tefachim is also just a halachic hidur. There's no obligation for it. There is a hidur to light with the silver menorah. If somebody can afford it, it's very good to light with silver. And if someone can afford gold menorah, I've never seen anyone light with a gold menorah, but it's also a hidur of gold or any metal, because metal, what was the menorah in the Beit HaMikdash was metal. So you can light with crystal or wooden or other menorah, but the best is to have metal, and the best is silver. If you can't afford real silver, get fake silver or plated silver. We said there is hidur of the height to do it 7 tefachim, like at the height of a chair, but you can make it on the table or higher on a windowsill. What should you light with? We said there's a hidur. Well, you can light with everything, but there is a hidur to make it the best of olive oil. The wicks can be either made from kutna, flax, or tzemar gefen, or can be made from anything. Tzemar gefen is also a hidur. When we talk about zahir bener, zochelet banim talmidei chachamim, these are all, somebody does all the hidurim. You try and do whatever you can. And to change the ptiliot every night. To change the ptiliot. One thing that a person has to know when he's lighting, and this is actually ma'akev, you make a bracha lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. I'm lighting now. How do you light? If you bring a flame to a wick, even if you don't touch, the flame can jump. You ever seen that? You tried it? Sometimes you just like touch it and it just pops up. After a second, you just touch it and then it pops up. When you light lahadlik ner shel Chanukah, you actually do the lighting, which means you have to leave the flame. Let's say if this is the candle you're lighting, or the wick, you bring your flame and you touch it, and you leave it there until it catches fire. You can see it. The flame gets bigger for a second, and then you let go. That's you yourself lighting. If you just bring it close, or you just do it quickly, then you're not the actual one doing lighting, it's just the fire travels itself. Does that make sense? It's very important everyone gets that point, because that is actually ma'akev halachically. That's me'ikar adin. We said we have the light to light in the Tzeta Kochavim. And that's it. We're going to stop here. Is there any questions?
Yes. First one is Hadlik ner shel Chanukah.
Yeah.
שעשה ניסים לאבותינו. Yeah, בימים בזמן הזה. Which is first?
להדליק נר, yeah.
And then
we say ניסים, and then on the first night we say שהחיינו.
Right, but must we have lit all the candles until we say שעשה ניסים?
No, so, forget. First you make the bracha, להדליק נר של חנוכה, שעשה ניסים לאבותינו, and then שהחיינו, and then you light. After you listen to the first one, you say, הנרות הללו קודש הם. Now, where do you start lighting from? So when you put them on the menorah, if you're facing the menorah, or Chanukiah, if you're facing it, you put the candles from right to left. Okay? So you put the first candle on the first night on the right, then don't know if you can see me back, yeah, but put it on your right, then the next one's on to its left, and then so on and so forth. When you light, first you light the new candle, and then you light the one from yesterday, and then you light the day before. So you start lighting left to right, but you put the candles right to left.
But in terms of when you actually start lighting, what?
You make all the brachot, amen, and then you light. Yeah.
Okay.
When you light with your right hand. With your right hand, and you hold the candle in your eye. Who should light? So some people give their children to light, some people give their women to light. But it's the man's obligation and duty in the house. The father, he should do the bracha, and he should light the first light. Then after he does the first candle, then you can give a child, if he's old enough to light a candle, let him light the second one and the third one. But he's the one who should be lighting and making the bracha. Women. So women should be all present at the time of the lighting. And it's a special time, at the time of lighting the candles, it's et ratzon. Et ratzon for tefillah. After you've lit the candles, stand by and look at the candles. It's good to look at them. The esh goes into your neshama of kedusha. You get the fire for mitzvot when you look at them, and you should pray. Pray for everything. Pray for your parnasa. Pray for your children. Pray for your marriage. Pray for Am Yisrael. Pray for your parents. Pray for your family. Pray for good health. Pray for long life. Pray for Mashiach. At the time of lighting candles, stay by. We stand by. We do Tehillim by the candles. We sing and we dance, and you be there. Halachically, you need to be by the candles need to burn for half an hour at least, and you should be there by the candles for half an hour. Don't just light and then leave. This is the festival. The festival is at the time of lighting the candles, and everyone should do prayers. The last day of candle. Okay, we'll talk about that maybe next week. If we want to have a shiur next week, we'll do maybe more about the segulot of the last day of Chanuka and praying for the last day of Chanuka.
Is there a latest time that one should light the Chanuka?
Thank you for that question. I almost missed that. So the halachic terminology of when is the latest time, it's not a clock time, but it's a figurative time, which is actually which means until the public don't walk around anymore. So depending on where you live, but as long as there's still people on the street, you can still light. So I don't know what time nightfall by you, maybe 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. It's
very early. Yeah, that's the problem.
There's people still around 8, 9, 10 o'clock, right? Depending on where you live.
Brent Cross closes at 8 o'clock, so there's still footfall in Brent Cross up until 8.
Okay, so depending on where you live, but there's still people in the street, then you can still light. You should try and light as early as possible after nightfall. If you're in the middle of work, people in Israel, everyone leaves their office, everyone leaves their kollel, everyone leaves yeshiva. We all light immediately. That's the zrizin makdimin lamitzvot. And you should light together. Now, if you need to be delayed one day for whatever reason, so everyone, as long as it's before late, it's before 8 o'clock, like you're saying, then get the family around and light it. If you're going to be back very late, get your wife to light for you at the right time, or whatever it is, 4 o'clock or 4:30. With all the family, and she can be your shliach until you come later. If you can't, or you're on your own, later on when you come home, then you'll light your candles. But don't miss the Leot Chanuka. Even if you're taking flights, or you're flying in countries, or you're going in a hotel, or you're not at home, make sure you have something to light. The minimum is 1 candle. Make sure you do that. If you can't, people are lit in the concentration camps, in the wars, they fought and they risked their life to get some kind of flame. So we can just buy with a few coins, go do the mitzvah, but best you do. Let's do the best we can. One thing about women, this is a chag, but there's no mitzvah to buy a woman any gifts or clothes or presents. That's in the chagim. But having said that, there is a chag for women as well, and they had a big schut in the Yehudit. She was one also killed the Oyeb when she gave him milk to drink, and she killed him. For the women, it's also a chag for them when they're lighting of the candles. While the candles are lit, for that half an hour, no work can be done by the woman, which means no laundry, and I know sewing or fixing clothes. Okay, maybe someone done do that anyway, but at that time, not allowed to do it. What is she allowed to do? She is allowed to cook. She wants to cook. Yeah, she's allowed to cook. be in the kitchen, she's allowed to do that. You know, maybe light cleaning as well, but you know, to house clean and to do laundry and that's not the time. That's time to rest, time to relax in the evening time, on the time of the Halachot of Chanuka. Is there any further questions?
Just very quickly,
Yes.
you mentioned before about lighting the Chanukiah. There's no issue with having supporting, as in other Chanukiah.
Oh yes, thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
It's not minhag Sefaradim.
So very good. The minhag of Ashkenaz is that each member of the house lights a menorah. Okay, I think even children light, and maybe even the women light. Minhag of Sfaradim and minhag Morocco and all of the Sfaradim is one Chanukiah for the whole house. This is everybody's Chanukiah. It's not just daddy's menorah. It's everybody's Chanukiah. We're all involved in this one Chanukiah. Okay. Now I am very makpid about this in my house. Yeah. I like the menorah, and I give each one of my boys to light the one. They're older now. They're like, no, they always cry, and my wife always says, let them light the candles. Yeah, let them light. I said, you want to light? I don't mind. After I finish my half an hour, go to the kitchen, do your colorful candles. They got the colorful children's candles. They can light there. But when I'm teaching about the mitzvah, I think this is we're all here. We're one family. We're all lighting together, and this is on our. That is our minhag, and I teach them that. I said, listen, I'm happy about minhag, and I'm proud of minhag, and you're going to carry on that as well. And I remember as a child, my father did it to me, and it took me time to understand it. I also wanted to write, but this is our minhag tradition.
My daughter wants to ask a question.
So is anything wrong with it? There's no halachic wrong with it. It's not an avera. You can add them to like, but it's not our tradition. And as a minhag is Misoah Siyag LaTorah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, just 1 second, please. I don't know who's asking, but Yaakov wanted to ask first, and then we'll take a question.
No, she's asking.
Oh, who's asking?
My daughter.
Okay, what's her name?
Malka.
Malka. Okay, let's see your question, Malka.
So today I learned in school, she said that you can't light the shamash first. So I asked her, even if you're lighting the other candles with the shamash, can you light it first? And she said, no, because like in the halachot, if you look somewhere, then that's the mistake that most people make. So is that like, can you not light the shamash to light the other candles?
Well, Malka, interesting question. Anything about this? When you're making a bracha on the candle, so when you can't make a bracha and then light the shamash, right? Because you're making a bracha ladiknei shel Chanukah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up. I don't want to just answer you without looking it up. So I'm saying normally that's what we do. We light all the candles and then we light the shamash. You're asking if I'm allowed to light the shamash first, right?
No.
But only to light the other candles with the shamash.
What do you mean? What are you lighting with? You're lighting with oil candle
No, it would only work when you're doing with like the wax candles. Because like when you're doing oil, you have to use a different one anyway.
I see what you mean. I know, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because some
First
people
you light
like
the
take it
shamash,
and put it.
and you use the shamash to light all the other candles.
Is it okay to light it first?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so fine. Because then you're lighting the candle, it's like you're basically your match. And then you're making a bracha, and then you light all the other ones, and then you put it down. That's what you mean?
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Okay, listen, I think that's fine, but I'm going to check it. I know, so I don't want to argue with your teacher, then maybe she's telling me. But I think that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
So let me look it up. I'm going to send it on the group, okay? Is there any further questions? Thank you for your question. Is there any other further questions?
No.
Okay. Yes, no. Okay. Is there a question? No. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Very nice.
If there is any further questions, you can send me on my WhatsApp. Always available and happy to answer questions. I thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed this year. Chag Sameach and happy Chanukah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yaakov.
Toda rabah.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.